Hey guys, what's up? Duelist here, and I'm going to do a deck profile over my Clifford deck that I finished in the past month and I've been working on perfecting. This is the only deck that has managed to beat my Satellar Knights. When I had Necros, they couldn't even beat my Tellers, and my friend now has that deck. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I would run 3 of this, except it got hit on the list back in April. But Scout, and then the one Monolith. I've noticed more and more people starting to run 2. I wouldn't necessarily go for the running 2, but it's whatever you want to do. I find it pretty good at 1. Honestly, my Clifford deck is sort of an odd engine, but it's more of a power build, not a Towers Turbo. Well, actually, it is. It's actually a combination of the two. But I run triple disc, triple stealth, which is honestly my favorite cards are these two, that are not towers or killer or whatever you want to call it. These 2 cards are my favorite out of the entire deck, aside from towers. Well, favorite cards you can pendulum summon. I really like the fact that I can run Odd Eyes in this deck. But then you run the triple carrier, which is standard, and triple helix, which is honestly, this entire thing is very standard when it comes to the triple helix and carrier. I mainly use them for their tribute effects, because if you tribute them, you can pop a back row or send a card back to the hand, so that's pretty helpful. Run 2 shell, not 3. A lot of people do run 3, but I'm not a big fan of it. And honestly, I think it looks kind of like Star Wars. It looks like the shots are deflecting off the shield or whatnot. 1 cephalopod. Let me get that back into focus. But 1 cephalopod, which is also really good for burn damage. I did 3,000 damage to someone the other day, so that was insane. I run triple Odd Eyes, which is my favorite card out of the entire deck, but I can't pendulum summon it, so when it comes to the Klee monsters, my favorites are Stealth, Disc, and Towers. But Odd Eyes is just in here for a scout search. Because I only run 2 Summoner's Art, which I'll explain that here in a minute. Double Towers, which is honestly really good in this deck. I used to run 3, but I changed my mind. 3 just got too cloggy, and 2 does every now and then, so I'll side 1 out, actually, about half the time that I'm in the game with siding. But that's it for the monster lineup. This deck is about 41 to 42 cards, by the way. 2 Summoner's Art. Reasons I run 2. 3 for me tends to get cloggy, and also I only own 2 Summoner's Art. I won't own any more than 2 until after Master of Pendulum comes out, because then Summoner's Art will be so much cheaper. But run double Summoner's Art, double Upstart Goblin, which is a good card for this deck for the draw power, because sometimes I've actually drawn into my Scout or my Monolith, and it just helps me out from there. Double Pot of Riches, because if your Scout gets destroyed and you need it at least back in your deck, you can use this, send it back, and then draw 2, which is really helpful. Then for the one-ofs, you have Regeki, and sadly, Sacrifice, because it got hit on the list. I wish it didn't, but it just happened. But Sacrifice is just a must-have in this deck, and then Regeki is a staple for literally any deck. Traps, double D Prison, which is there for defense against, Telling Knights. It'll banish Triver or Deltaros, whichever. It'll get rid of super heavies and stuff like that, so that helps. Double Recreate, since Skill Drain got hit and is now at 1. That's it for the doubles. One compulsory evac for the singles. BTH, Mirror Force, Vanities, must have if you ask me, because this deck can work really well without Vanities, but, well, with Vanities and without, so. Skill Drain, and then the Climate Change is the last trap I run in the main deck. This is also really helpful for Scout, or just to get more Cleaves back from your extra deck to your hand. Like let's say you want to Tribute Summon for Disc, okay. Add that back to your hand and whatnot, stuff like that. But that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I never use this, so I don't really have that much in it, but I have Double Castell, Dark Rebellion, 101, Steel Swarm Roach, Gaga Samurai, and Utopia. Utopia is there for attack negation. Everything else is in here just for the fun of it. Literally. For the side deck, I run Effect Veiler, Majesty's Fiend, and Flying Sea. I don't own any Max Seas or any Lose One turns. But honestly, this Klee deck can work really well without Lose One turn. Max Sea would be somewhat helpful though. But that's it. That's the monsters in it. Majesty's Fiend, if you don't know the effect, effects for, well, this card cannot be special summoned. Monster effects cannot be activated. So basically, negates the Klee effects, I believe. That may not be correct. Don't hold me to my word on that. I've read that it negates Klee effects, but at the same time, I'm not fully sure. Flying Sea for the Telenite stuff, and Effect Veiler just for negation. For the spells, I run double Spell Shattering Arrow for the mirror match, or for DDDs once they come out. Also Ignites. Defusion, also really good for the Shadow mirror match. I mean, not mirror match. Why did I say mirror match? Shadow matchup. One Fairy Wind in the traps for matchup, of course, the mirror match and Ignites and DDDs and Odd Eyes once that deck's full support is out and stuff like that. Light of Intervention for Shadows and Yang Zings. Mind Crush for Necros. Torrential Tribute, just for literally going against any deck. Trap Stun. Three of a Kind. I have found this card really helpful in this deck because it runs triple of a lot of cards. It runs triple Helix, Carrier, Stealth, Disc, and Odd Eyes Pendulum, so it's really good in this deck because you have a pretty good engine for it. So, and then since I don't know where my mistake went, I run an Echo Oscillation as well. Echo Oscillation is pretty good if your opponent activates MST on your Scout or something. Target one card in your Pendulum Zone, destroy it, then draw a card. So, it's pretty good. But that's it for my Klee deck. If you guys have any suggestions that don't involve Trade-In or Max C, because I'm not Trade-In, Lose One Turn or Max C, because I don't own either of those, please leave them in the comments. And this deck has won tournaments, by the way. It won the last 2 locals I've been to, so it's pretty good. Like I said, it's the only deck that has been able to defeat my Satellar Knights, which is odd, because my Satellars are normally broken. So, and then this deck just came along and murdered them. And it is the only Klee deck that has ever been able to do that to them, so that's it for this deck. Please let me know what you think, and yeah, Dual Selenite signing off. See ya, guys.